Welcome to BADM 478, Strategic Management. For many of you, this is probably your last class before graduation, so congratulations. And this is a quick overview of how you navigate this course. First, you find the course in your course list. And it opens to the announcements page. Weekly, there will be new announcements posted here as necessary. Your instructor for this course is Dr. Kurt Heppard. He currently lives in Colorado, has taught at the Air Force Academy for a number of years, and has a great academic background as well as a great deal of experience and expertise in teaching in the online world. Your syllabus is located next. The syllabus is posted in a file form in case you want a printer-friendly copy, but the copy on the screen offers you a quick overview just to access some information if you need to take a quick look. Books and materials for the class. First, you'll be purchasing the value pack. This saves you approximately $150 over trying to buy all of these things separately, and that's done online. And the way that happens, if you go up here and look at this link, is through this method. That takes you to a web link which explains how you sign on and buy the particular package you need for this particular course, because the cases we use are tailored. So you get the e-text, the cases, and then the business strategy simulation game, which you'll play throughout the semester. Proctor University, later in the semester, you'll be required to take a major field test, which is a business school program assessment. We do not administer this test. It's administered by the Educational Testing Service out of New Jersey, similar to the SAT and things like that. So it's standardized, and they require Proctor University as a proctoring service. So you want to access that system in order to take that, and we'll explain more about that when the need arises. Exploring Your Potential is a web-based system that you'll access in order to deal with things concerning your career readiness. There are actually two different courses you have the option of taking. One is designed if you've not been in the workforce before for any extensive period of time, and that's about selling yourself to employers. And then the other module is designed for people who have a career pathway but want to consider vision for that career pathway. And it's up to you which of those two courses you take. Okay, learning modules exist in the course. There are 7 modules total. And each week you can work through the modules in order to make sure you don't miss any particular assignments. The unique thing about the modules is that there's one module per week, but within a module there's usually 2 lessons. So in this first week we have chapters 1 and 2, and there's some flexibility in those due dates while you get situated in the class. Learning objectives, a to-do list will get you through everything you need to do. Readings, what you should be reading, and discussion boards. I think you'll find this course might be a little bit different from some of the online courses you've taken in the past. There's a great deal of discussion and interaction. And this assignment here tells you to go and read about the business strategy game and how that all works so you can prepare to be set up to do that starting next week. And more about cases and how you process those. So that's a reading assignment as well on the screen. And then next steps basically just tells you to go on to the next module. So these are linked over to the discussion area. So I clicked on that, and now you're actually in the discussions area, but on that particular date and particular lesson for discussion. This one is just a posting of your personal information to introduce yourself. But if you click on discussions, if you want to bypass that all, in terms of the learning module, it lists every discussion in the course from top to bottom and what the topics are. So the first discussion is personal introductions. The second one has to do with reading in the books. And what we ask you to do here is post an answer to that question, and then other people in the course should offer a reply to that. When we get into the second week of the class, there's a shift in the discussions in that we ask only people assigned to particular groups to answer particular questions. And the reason for that is redundancy. We don't want all of the people in the class answering every question every time, because that's really too much for everyone to look at and get through. So we would ask 5 people in this case to answer question 3A right here. That's the question. but we ask everyone else in the course to provide 2 replies to what's posted in this forum, and the objective there is so that you get exposure to the concept even if you were not assigned that question. And that goes that way throughout the course in terms of discussions. Sometimes there's videos linked to the lesson to offer an introduction as to what things are all about, or a simple illustration. Then on particular dates, we ask each group to present their case analysis information. So the first one is April 2nd. Those assigned to group 1 present a case on Costco, and this is actual group work where you work together to provide a presentation about the case and an analysis. And what you're doing in this case analysis is looking at the concepts that have been covered to date in the course and applying those to your particular case. So as an example, you would talk about vision, mission, and objectives for Costco, 5 forces and strategic groups, value chain and position and resources, and so forth. So that's what that case ought to look like when you present it in terms of content. Now there may be other things you want to discuss as well. You will revisit Costco as group 1 later on in the course so that every group in the course will do 2 cases. So when we get to April 23rd, you'll come back to Costco and it'll be the second analysis. And in this analysis, you go back and apply all the concepts that have been covered since the time that you analyzed the case the first time. So there's 4 groups right now and 4 cases in the course. Group 2 has Under Armour, Group 3 has Fitbit, and Group 4 has GoPro. And similar to the Costco situation, when Under Armour comes for the second analysis, they'll look at the concepts covered to date for that case. So that's a little bit about how the cases are done. Again, a case presentation, then everybody else in the course looks at that case and offers a reply. There's a group work area, so depending upon the group that you're in, information will pop up. There's a discussion board within the group area that's private to that group, and the end result is you can post discussions and interaction there. This link just shows which cases you're assigned to and who's in your particular group with the 4 groups. You need this code in order to log on correctly to assign yourself to the right part of the business strategy game and the e-text. And then the business strategy game is located at this particular link. You would actually see a screen designed for anybody's access, new students, and it would look like this when you first get there. Email, so you can access anybody in the course at any time. Your grades area pops up and looks like that. There's a help link that just takes you to the Blackboard site, though it doesn't really tell you anything about our particular course. And I skipped over chapter quizzes earlier. The chapter quizzes you'll actually go to the business strategy game to complete online, so that they're the latest quizzes in accordance with the latest update of the book. Let's go back to the syllabus quickly and talk about what happens in terms of assignments. The MFT exam's 20% of your grade. The chapter quizzes are 15%, cases are 10%. You'll have a simulation rank and you take an exam within the simulation for a grade. Your final project and presentation on your performance in the simulation game is 10%. Your discussion postings and replies are 20% total, and the Exploring Your Potential course is 10%. And just look through the syllabus and it explains a little bit more in detail about what those assignments look like. And then the course schedule is right there, and it tells you what you should be doing in each lesson. In particular, read a chapter, take a quiz, do a case analysis, and do BSG inputs. So it's important by next week to be up to speed on what the business strategy game looks like. You'll have the opportunity to do 2 practice inputs next week, and then beginning on March 28th, you'll actually do the first of 10 actual business strategy game inputs, and it gives you the date and time for that. That should do it for now. A little longer in the discussion than I had hoped, but maybe that'll fill you in terms of what the course is about. Please feel free to ask questions at any time. Thanks.